yeah.
Boys weren't expecting that final word on a Thursday.
No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. This is that special.
Yeah. We got the big homie. He going out of town. Where you going, boy?
Special.
Where you going?
We're going to that senior bowl, man. We're going to that racing senior bowl. You feel me? Y'all been all watching it this week. We gonna talk about it today. Everybody been watching that senior bowl. That senior bowl is that thing. I mean, they have the East-West Shrine game. Don't nobody even be talking about that game. They all be waiting for that senior bowl, baby, because a lot of these guys, this is where you make your money. You can go from a mid-round draft pick to a first-round draft pick in this game.
Yup. Yeah, man. I'm excited for you to be out there, big dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, you remember when we talked, though? This is where we found Terrence Steele, big dog. People don't know. This is where we found Terrence Steele because we was watching Bradley and I, and Terrence Steele was getting worked on.
He got destroyed because I was high on time. Because I went backwards. I was high on Terrence Steele up to the Senior Bowl, and then I had to drop it.
But see, after we saw that, we both agreed that he got whooped up, but he got potential.
Yeah.
Because we saw the size, and we were both saying that he was not another Chaz Green.
Right.
And if you worked with him and gave him some work, he could be something later down the line. We got to pull up that tape because we said that all about Terrence Steele when he was in that game.
Yeah. And you know, he got work though. I mean, I was super bullish on him. And then Anah cooked him.
I killed him.
Yeah, he cooked him. So that just meant he needed to go back to the lab.
Right, and he did. And it's funny how Anah is gone and Terrence Steele is turning up.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Right.
Ain't that something?
Funny how the world works.
Yeah. And then, you know what also that could mean? As we just keeping it real, big dog, sometimes your success depend on the opportunities you get and who you behind. Because obviously Anah wasn't going to get no tick with Gregory and Tank. And so he could have been a player that could have ascended in another place.
Yeah.
But Terrence Steele ascended because where he was sitting, he got his opportunities and just got better from it. So it's crazy, man.
Right.
It's crazy, dog. So we gonna give y'all that ooey. So we still setting it up, man. So, all right, matter of fact, let's get into the real intro. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it. Big Game James, Boss Cowboys Sports. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to turn on your bell notification icon.
Hey, and while we running it up, I ain't gonna lie. Tuesday is my favorite day. It really is. Because of the final word, bro. It's my favorite day, bro. Because I know I'm gonna be talking with some heavy hitters that's gonna be talking that real ball.
Yo, you know what it is. We can't come no other way.
Yeah. Ain't no way we can come but one way. The real way. All right, here we go. Turn it up. Hey, you messed up the song, big dog.
I turned this song. I always tear it up. That's all right.
One day I'm gonna be as cool as this dude in rap. One day I'm gonna get as cool as this boy. This boy is cool.
You already cool like him, big dog. He catching up to you.
I don't know. He mixed Nike with designer. He experiment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I saw you do that the other day, big dog. What you talking about?
Oh, you know what? I did. Thank you. Thank you, Boss Cowboy. I did.
Yeah, man, I saw you mix Nike with designer the other day, dog. What you talking about? What you mean? Yeah, give me a second. I'm still setting it up, man. Big, you know we always start with you, boy. Let's go.
Oh man, let's go. I just want to touch on something real quick while Boss is still doing the setup. I made a post right quick. You know, I'm not letting them Joneses slide this year. Not no more. I'm done with sliding them slide. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
I had some on my post right here, Boss Cowboys. I'm gonna share it right quick. I'm gonna
All
share
right.
it to you.
Okay.
Basically, it says Stephen Jones, what we've been talking about. He came out and said we've been unfortunately on a dry run, and feel accountable that we owe it to the Dallas Cowboys fans and to our organization to win a championship. Stephen Jones said. So what I countered was, yeah, I would say so, since it is the most valuable. I've been beating this on the head, since it's the most valuable sports franchise in all of sports, estimated at a $5.7 billion. When Jerry bought this at 155 million, it is now worth $5.7 billion. And in 26 years, you have not even an NFC championship to show for it, and you are the richest organization in all of sports. So yes, you're right, Stephen Jones. You definitely need to. You're right what you just said. So make it right,
man.
That's my quick thoughts.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and I do want to address some people that's in the chat. I see some people that's in the chat. They showing love to the show. That was from yesterday. Let me see if I'm getting this stuff to work. Give me a second. If not, OC, what's your thoughts?
Man, I just think that, I'm excited about the Senior Bowl. I'm excited about the draft. And this is the chance that the rich can get richer, man. And the Cowboys are the rich. And they got the opportunity to really get some value out of this year's draft. I think it'll be some depth. I think their first couple of picks can really be home runs if they plan this thing right. So, hey, I'm excited to get into the content. At the end of the day, it is what it is as it relates to this season. At some point, as the Cowboys fans, we got to recognize and realize what time it really is. And until our management goes all in terms of, man, being 100% committed to trying to win a championship and throwing caution to the wind, so to speak, on some levels, then, hey, we could teeter as a franchise that has the talent but don't really get to the ultimate prize. So, but we got some good players in this year's draft, and I think we can add depth, and I think we can get strong in some key positions, Boss Cowboys, if we play this thing right. We can get stronger on the interior line. We can get stronger and better at linebacker. We can get more depth at the offensive line positions for the Cowboys. So it's a lot we can do, man. I'm excited to talk about it.
Cool. My boy D.A. Lee say, great show last night. I did a show last night. I went all out and really went into the topic of race in America and Dez. We're not going to do that tonight, but I did talk about it, and it registered with a lot of people. It's also different, and it's at our doorstep. I warned yesterday that it was going to be our doorstep. But before we get into that, the first thing we going to do is talk about, Brian Broaddus. I talked to Brian. Well, not really talked to Brian. I was, I heard him on a 105.3 The Fan. And we always say your voice matters. That's something that we definitely believe, because he's been saying for some time, and also publicly saying that he's trying to figure out what happened. He said that publicly a lot about the running game. Now, we've done a lot of work on the final word. Big Game James, the OC, Law, myself, really breaking this down. So to us, it might seem easy, but to others, they sometimes don't see it. They just didn't get a chance to do the work. Nobody's saying we smarter than Brian and all that, but they just didn't get a chance to do the work. So I said, hey, Brian, I listened to The Fan yesterday, and you asked, why was the running game ineffective in the second half, but extremely effective in this first half? And then I said, next gen stats, which I, obviously included in my tag to him, the data and the film all show that Dallas was getting success running off steel. Because he was really saying, I'm trying to find the answer. And then he also liked the comment. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he liked the comment. The whole point of that is our voice do matter. And sometimes people that's putting stuff out there need our eyes. I want to get y'all thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, really quick.
Go big.
I was just gonna say, mean, what can we say? Our voice does matter. They do listen to us. I mean, we see it time and time again, boss, with articles that we all of a sudden see. You know, I've seen it up to what up to about a couple of years ago, boss.
Yep.
Well, you would write an article, and then next thing you know, you see an article right in the air about what you just wrote or what you just talked about, or you know, I told you I did a video, and then the same next day they're talking about the same exact thing. So
exact thing with the exact title.
The exact title, exact same thing. So for them to say they're not listening to us or not watching us or seeing what the hell we're saying, that's a lie. They're watching us, and it's frustrating in one part because you're like, well, dang, we can't get that out there, but we don't have that clout yet. But our voice, yeah, you're right, yet. But our voice definitely does matter,
no doubt,
because we've had Brian brought us on the show, Steele's had him on the show, so he can't act like he don't know us.
He knows us. Oh yeah, he knows us.
You know what I'm saying? He knows us.
And that's my also point is that's why people should share. That's why you should share Big Game James. You should share the OC and share because they look at it. You think they don't, but they do. Mm-hmm. So if it's stuff that you register with, like when Big Game James going off on his channel and he really giving that real truth, man, if you got to hit that like. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Well, first of all, shout out to Brian Broaddus because I'm happy that he's asking tough questions. And many of us don't ask the tough questions or at least get into the thought of why this thing broke down. It just so happens that we did put in the work in the film study, in particular Big Game James, Boss Cowboy Sports, and we posted several videos breaking down the impact of Terrence Steele and the run game and how most of the yards came off of the right side. But furthermore, you know, to even give more fodder to what you shared with Brian is that we had more attempts. We had more attempts early in the season in terms of running the football game. We were a little bit more committed to it, and we got the results. So, great by him. And, it just goes to show that, hey, when you're listening to us, you're listening to professionals. We don't have a platform, but we're professionals, and we put in the work, and we take a lot of pride, and we take a lot of energy into what we do on all these channels. And so, hey, like, share, subscribe to content, definitely.
And Jay says, so is the objective to get the attention of the media or the decision makers? Both.
Yeah, both.
Both. Yeah, both. Because for real. Yeah, because it's a stair step. Oh, my boy Law in the building. He said I sent the OL versus DL clip via email. Yeah, I can embed it. And if you in the show, Big Dog, let me see if he here. Because it's the same link. Okay. It's the same link. If you can come, bro. But I understand Thursdays he got daddy duties. Mm-hmm. So we understand that.
Daddy duty.
Appreciate you sending the clip, Big Dog. But we got some stuff, and I'll see if I can pull that up. My boy Law in the house. But answering that question, it's both, right? Because Jerry said himself, I listen to the fan all the time. So I've learned this, and the OC, I know he subscribed to this because we both subscribe to the same leadership books a lot, right? That just, I don't know why, but we seem to gravitate to the same type of leadership styles. And one of the guys that I follow that I know that the OC follows is John Maxwell. And he always teach that leadership is influence. So a lot of people think leadership is about having a position. You had a position. You're the senior. You're this. You got this title. But who's the real leader? The person that can influence the person with the position, or the person with the position? So, so the answer to that is both. So if we can get Brian Broaddus or Jeff Kavanaugh or whoever they listen to see what we see when we've done the work, it can go all the way into the front office. That's just how this thing works. So did y'all have any thoughts on that before we move on?
No, man, I think that
I'm good.
Cool.
No, I'm good, brother. I think we just got to continue to press forward, man, for the best idea of winning and trying to help us go get 6, man. That's what I'm about, and hey, I love it. So let's go.
All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about just real quick before we get into the film. Then we gonna spend a lot of time preparing for the Senior Bowl that James going at. We gonna look at some film. We gonna look at some guys. We gonna talk about some of these prospects. We gonna talk about what they mean potentially to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. So hold on. All right. Anyway, here we go.
Jerry Jones, who now remember, yesterday the NFL's statement was the case is without merit. Here's a quote from Jerry Jones at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. This comes courtesy of USA Today. I can see it's an area, one of many, that we can do better. The area has some good attention. This is obvious if you look through that the league and coaches are trying to improve there. I think the fact it's an issue shows not only the league's willingness to address and do better. The Rooney Rule, I think the fact that's being discussed is how the Rooney Rule or what drives the Rooney Rule could be better. Look, he didn't put his hand completely in the fire on this, but that is a contrast to Brian Flores' claims are without merit. That's a more realistic view. I mean, it's an acknowledgement that something's wrong. Something's clearly wrong. And the idea that they would come out of the gate saying the case is without merit means whether it's wrong or not, we're going to fight you tooth and nail because we're not going to acknowledge it's wrong. We're going to force you to come after us, and we're going to make it about you. We're going to make your life a living hell in the context of this litigation. They won't say that, but that's the message. We're going to fight you. It's an adversarial process, and we are going to be fully adversarial. You can bet good money on that. So, I don't think Jerry Jones said anything that gives up the farm, so to speak, but I guarantee you he'll be questioned under oath because he's one of the original violators of the spirit of the Rooney Rule. He was hell-bent on hiring Bill Parcells, and...
Yeah, and I warned about that yesterday. I warned that was going to happen. That's exactly what I want.
Because he talks too much.
Yes.
You got to be quiet. See, that's his problem. See,
right.
He ain't never going to learn. And see, that's why we go in this evil circle because he don't know when to shut up. Because you put your foot in your mouth too much, dog. Because as soon as you do that, you open up yourself to too much stuff. Rather than you just be quiet and don't say nothing. Just don't care. Don't worry about what anybody else is saying out there. But you always got to jump there and talk. They're going to mention Bill Parcells, and they can definitely mention Mike McCarthy with Marvin Lewis. Like they're going to come after you right after that, dog. I mean, when the flag thing was going on, right?
Yep.
Jerry, be quiet. Just be quiet, dog. Okay, because just be quiet. But what he keep on doing, bumping his gums, and they're like, but we don't see what you talking about, dog. We see something totally to the contrary when you talking about this flag stuff. You feel me?
Yep.
So it's like, bro, just be quiet because your ammo don't back up your mouth on what you saying with this, especially with the Rooney Rule with Mike McCarthy. Everybody knowing their mama they were going to hire Mike McCarthy, and they knew that Marvin Lewis thing was bogus. They just brought Marvin Lewis in just hey, we brought you in because you're a minority, but we're really hiring Mike McCarthy. That's why the spirit of that rule is broken, and that's why people like Brian Flores is fighting that because it's not a real rule. It's just basically, let's just get you in here. Said we interviewed you. We did it. We had a black guy in here, or we had a minority in here. You can't say anything against us, and then we're going to hire the dude we want the next day. Come on, dog.
Yeah, man. And, my whole contention about this is, why is there a Rooney Rule in the first place? Let me answer it. There's a Rooney Rule because there's a clear bias in hiring minority candidates. If there was not a clear bias in hiring minority candidates, there would be no Rooney Rule. So the fact that it is a Rooney Rule points to the fact that there has been some mishaps as it relates to hiring African-American coaches and giving equal opportunities. Why did black people fight for equal rights? They fought for equal rights because they already had rights? No, it's because they didn't have rights. It's because we didn't have rights as African-American people who are African-American did not have equal rights. So the fact that you have to put a rule and you have to put frame and structure in place points to a greater issue systemically that is broken in terms of the opportunities that African-American coaches or minority coaches get in terms of being looked at in the NFL. And the bottom line is that all of us, and I said this before, have socio and economic comfort levels. And so we hire those that not are necessarily the most qualified, but those who we trust the most and those who we feel the most comfortable around. And the reality of it is, you don't have any minorities owning these NFL teams. Thus, you have white owners. Thus, they do not feel comfortable and trust giving the keys to African American coaches. Very few of them will give African American coaches the opportunity at the highest level and even in front office positions unless you have somebody stand up and fight and you have cases like this.
Yeah, and so I know I went heavy into it yesterday, so I'm not going to get heavy into the details of what the rule means and the downfall of it or anything like that. In the case of the Cowboys, what I want everybody to know, and I warned about this, is because Mike Florio came out and said in his book that they was going to pick Sean Payton and then go through the process of just having bogus interviews. Mike Florio said himself on The Fan last week that teams, yes, they do that on occasion. That's exactly what he said. So what's going to happen in this position? Brian Flores and his legal team is going to hunt down all those tapes, all those phone conversations, all those people that help you write that book and get all those alleged facts. This is now right in the seat of the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah. So this can get real nasty. So we ain't got
this Rich. Fix this Rich, just quit.
What's that?
I said, Dez, your boy, what's his? I don't know how to say his last name. Rich, retired from Dallas. No.
The PR guy. Ooh,
yeah.
Talk, bro.
Dez came out because I know Law posted it, but I had seen it the same day. Dez had said all that stuff, and then, him and he was always with Dez. He was a rider with Dez. You fix this shit, Rich. Everybody remembers when he said that. You know what I mean? Ooh. But it's just kind of wild how he just kind of stepped down out of nowhere. He said it was time. Yes. But right when Dez came out and said, "Hey, I want to say some stuff about why we running the same offense and how come Dak ain't even looking my way? Like, what's going on?" And then he retires, like, to kind of, hey, that's the easiest way to get out of that nastiness, ain't it? That's the easiest way to get out of the nastiness.
Thinking about that big.
That's the way to jump out of that, because heat could be coming, and if you still on board and still getting a paycheck, that heat may come to you. So now you out of there and you done. You retire untainted.
You ain't lying. That's a legal move. That's what happened in legal situations. They start cutting everybody that slipped. If you slipped, they cut you. Ooh, big. I wasn't even thinking that. Hey, y'all ready to get into this film, or y'all want to keep talking about that?
Let's get into it.
That was interesting, though, bro. You really.
I'm telling you,
dog.
Keep your eye on it. It's just the things like that to me aren't coincidence, dog. Like, you hear Dez going off. Him and Rich were like close, like they always talked about. I mean, as soon as Rich retired, Dez tweeted him and tagged him and told him how much he meant to him and this and that. So they had some relationship together. And you know how Dez is. Dez ain't good. Dez gonna say whatever, whenever. So they don't want to deal with that. I don't think he wants to deal with that. And I don't know for sure. I'm not in those back offices or anything like that. But I just find it real weird that when Dez came out, started saying things, he automatically retires, and he was one of the top PR guys. And that's a PR issue.
Bro. See, because I got the Dez comment right here. I can pull it up. You sure you want to move on to this film? Because I can pull it up.
Hey, man, I'm just, I ain't running from it. I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dez, I mean, we know Dez be talking a lot. I know he talks a lot. Sometimes I just be like, bro, just chill. Stop talking so much. Yeah. But one thing I will give Dez, I don't feel like he be lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he comes out and tell you stuff, he ain't just coming out. He might be emotional and whatever, but it be passionate and be real. I don't be thinking Dez is a liar when he comes out with things because he's so raw with it, and I just don't, I don't feel like it is. And when people start telling truths and things like that, they cut you, they get rid of you because they don't want to deal with that madness that's gonna go with that drama, just like we're seeing with Brian Flores, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like they said in the I just want to say this one thing that they tried to paint. They were saying in the media and they were saying in some of the news outlets that when he was leaving, they tried to paint him as a disgruntled black man.
Oh my! Hey, let me play a little bit of this, if that's
Just
okay.
saying.
I'm gonna just play a little bit and let's talk about it. Cause you opened this up big, but big. I wasn't even.
Hey, and see what's up with the OC. I think he froze.
Yeah, he is froze.
Yeah, I seen his face.
Yeah, that's definitely froze. He'll be back.
Froze.
He'll be back.
Yeah, tell him to go out and come back in. He was froze as hell.
Real quick. Yeah. I thought he was just chilling.
My dude Jermaine Butler says the dude in the middle froze or he just don't blink.
Let me check on him real quick. Hey, hold on real quick. Law hit us too. Y'all give us a second, man. Don't rush us.
I'll keep going. You handle that and I'll keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Go for it, big
my dog boss is fixing up OC because he get frozen. He be having the craziest faces. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just kind of wild how this stuff is kind of happening, man. In the media. And I just don't think that's by chances. People don't want to deal with that drama that's going to come with it. And we know social media with the tweeting and all that, and don't nobody care no more. People are just going to just say it whenever. So, when we see people automatically retire or they just leave their position out of nowhere, I believe that they may see heat might be coming down the line. And if you are still in that PR madness, you got to answer them questions, right? You have to answer those questions if you're still employed. But if you ain't employed no more and you retired, you can do, hey, I'm done. You know what I mean? It's a way to get away from that. And just like you said, boss, I feel like the firestorm has been open with Flores. There's a lot of things are going to be open. Yeah. A lot of things are going to be exposed. A lot of things are going to be exposed. Because when I watched him with that interview with Mike Greenberg, I mean, when I watched Flores, he looks like a man of integrity. And when he was speaking, he sounded like a man of integrity. And one thing is just crazy to me, boss. Why would a man jeopardize all that, your career, everything, for a lie? Why would you come out and say all those things? Serious accusations like that. And you want to lose your whole NFL career and say you want to be a martyr for what if that's a lie? That's why I just feel like in my heart, you don't come out with something like that. You don't get 2 lawyers, class action lawsuit, go against the NFL if you ain't got heat.
Right. Now, you definitely got some heat, big dog. Man, bro. Oh, man. Listen, let's listen to Dez real quick. Okay. All right, here we go.
I just read what the owner of the Dolphins tried to offer Brian Flores $100K to tank the season. I'm going to tell y'all some crazy shit. The year that I got cut, and some athletes, I told athletes, hey, man, I feel like our season getting sabotaged. That's just how I feel.
Oh, and see, the problem is I'm going to get your thoughts on this, Big. I tripped when I said Dez. You know why I did that.
We're good.
Right. Check this. So when he said that, I feel like we tanked. See, all of that is bringing heat on Dallas because the feds in town. Can we just say it? Can we say it? The DFWA, the feds in town now. So when you say stuff like that, that's gonna get investigated.
And you're the Dallas Cowboys, and it's damn sure going to be investigated. You're the Dallas Cowboys. And people are already saying, because when you went further in that interview, you heard him where he's like, what's going on, man? Like, why are we running the same play? Like, are we just not trying to win? Are we just trying to lose? I'm open here, and he ain't even looking my way. I'm wide open. Like, and he started questioning things, and they're there and we're not. Why can't why is it so why is it so crazy, boss, for us to believe that owners wouldn't do this or teams wouldn't do that? That's real.
It
They
is
said,
real.
you know what? That's one of the reasons why they were talking about. They brought up with the NBA how they changed their drafting method, where always the worst team would always get the number one draft pick. They don't do that in the NBA no more. You know that, right? They do it to where if you're the worst team, you have a highest probability of getting the first pick, but you're not guaranteed to get the first pick. That changes everything as far as you trying to tank, lose games, because you're not guaranteed a first pick. And that's why the NBA, I feel like they changed that, because that takes away a tanking method, because you're not guaranteed to get the first pick anyway, even if you got the worst record.
But say, listen, I didn't have no idea Big was gonna take the show this way. I had no idea. God dog. So since we talking about this and you opened up Pandora's box, let's keep going.
There's no way that we should be running the same exact plays. I remember going into Coach Garrett's office, asking, hey, man, I look forward to the game plan. Why am I lining up in the same place each and every week? Like if these guys on the other side not getting paid. It be times in the game I line up, I know I'm one-on-one. Dak don't even look my way.
That's what you were just talking about.
So many times on film, it was so many times on film, so that ball was not coming to me. So it got to the point where I got.
That boy Dan said like he gonna be sitting in the witness stand. Like,
oh, he was mad. He mad like he's still playing. He been out. He ain't played with Dallas in like 3 daggone years. He passionate.
That boy
and you know, and you know what? Here's the thing about that. This is what I say about Dez. How what point? I mean, we get it. He might be mad at how it happened, whatever. But at the end of the day, he still loved Dallas. He still mess with Dallas. He still support Dallas. But wrong is wrong, and I would feel the same way. Like, I'm always love the Cowboys if it was my team. But I know what the hell was really going on, and don't make me run my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do be quiet because they don't want to hurt a lot of things that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Because you are instantly going to get blackballed. You feel me? If you step up and say those things while you're playing, you ain't going to have no team no more, dog. You ain't going to be playing in the NFL no more, dog. Your career going to be over. That's real.
Real.
It's going to be over. We saw it with Kaepernick. We'll see with other players. If you step out of line with the NFL, your career will be over, because they will always say the NFL is bigger than any player.
Yeah, and you heard Mike Florio. You heard him. He say the way that the NFL postured is getting ready to get nasty. So just go and get ready. Listen. See, Big and myself and the OC and Law, we be telling y'all what happened before it happened. We told y'all was going to be some heat on Dallas. Man. We said that yesterday. All right? I'm going to tell you something to get ready for right now. Man, it's getting ready to get nasty in Dallas, Texas. This thing is finna be ongoing, and it's gonna get worse and worse. Mike Florio has positioned himself like he's going to unleash all of his contacts to confirm that he was a premeditated hire. See, because at first it was just a book. Now this is legal. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is not cool. And the sad part, Big, I don't think most people seeing it. You're not hearing other people talk about this. Mike Florio is the only person that talk about this, but he the source.
Right.
He the source, so he should read between the lines. That's where I'm gonna be honest. Can I be honest? This gonna sound messy, but I'm gonna be all the way honest. That's where I think Ed Warner, he got a case when he talked about the journalism locally. He
was right. He was right, bro. They was in their feelings, cussing. Listen,
no, catch him up first. Catch him up, Big, on what happened.
So what happened was when Jerry called into the station, I want to give her interview. You know what I mean? And we all know 107 sits back, listen to their interviews with Jerry. He controls the whole interview. It's his interview. They tread lightly on whatever they say, and if he cuts them off, they shut up. You get what I'm saying? He owns that station. That's why he loves it so much, because he can manipulate them. Did you hear the interview when he gave 2 weeks ago when he was upset? He said at the very end, you know what? Thank y'all for letting me have on, and thank you for letting me give you the questions I wanted y'all to ask me. Said, no, Jerry. Did you remember? You ain't hear that?
I did.
You didn't hear that then?
Oh my
That's what
God!
That's what he said. And they jumped up there and said, "No, Jerry, we asked the questions, but that just proves it right there." And he's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding. You ain't kidding, Jerry. You ain't kidding, bro."
I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, so that's what he said. He said, "Thank you for letting me give you the questions for me to answer." Go listen to the interview. He says it.
Which one?
The one where he was talking, the interview where he came out, he was supposedly so mad at the world and mad at everything, and he was going to be changing everything. It was on the KC and Masterpiece at the very end of the interview. It was like a 20-something minute interview.
I will
at
find
the very
it.
end.
God.
Go find it and play it. It's right there, and that's what he said. So that just plays more into his manipulation tactics. But basically, when Ed Warder came out there and said, you know, you guys just do what Jerry says, so they ain't really real questions, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't really doing reporter work. Y'all just kissing Jerry's butt. And they're like, Chance, they came after Ed Warder, calling him an old fogey and old school, and you've been past your time and blah, 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 blah. But I agree with them because it is because when Ed Warder and them, they do ask Jerry them tough questions. They do ask them. And that's why Jerry don't talk to Ed Warder no more. If you notice, Ed Warder back in the day used to talk to Jerry all the time. Jerry don't deal with him no more because Ed Warder will be like, nah, I'm gonna keep on asking you these tough ones. He fleeted over to 107.5 The Fan and he asked him. And guess what? Brian Broaddus ain't over there like that no more, right? And that's why you see him talking more now, because he don't have that flagship of Jerry being over his head and listen to his everything. So now that he done got away, now you start hearing Brian Broaddus saying all kind of crazy stuff, and you like, oh, but why is that now? Because he ain't over on that station. I don't care what they say. Nobody's hating on that station. Nobody's getting mad, but don't start hearing fronting like Jerry don't run that station and Jerry controls them and tells them what to do. Because let me hear any one of y'all go against Jerry hard on that station. Let me see if you're still talking.
Oh man. So it's
true. You know that's straight.
Fix your mic, OC. Fix your mic.
OC, come out and come back in again.
Sorry, OC.
Sorry, dog. We couldn't hear you. Was sounded very robotic. Just come out and come right back in. But God, dog, and I just put him back in the show. God, and they couldn't even tell. See, that's how I go. There it is. There it is, man. Listen, boys don't know boys be flying, man. This is the Millennial Falcon. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, man. But
Han Solo up in there.
Hey, Han Solo, let's get it. But see, Big.
Yeah.
So basically what you saying is we are state-run media.
Yeah.
We are state-run media. That's what we are. This is just like a communist country who controls their. OC, why you laughing, dog? Why you laughing, big dog?
It's funny, man. I said that about a month ago. I said, man, this is not Russia, man. You got to be able to say what you really think and mean what you say. And that's not the case, because everybody's trying to keep their job and maintain their comfortable plush suburban lifestyle. And you know what? I'm not mad at them either, Boss Cowboy. But the truth is, those boys do not say the truth, and those boys say what they're told. And that's true.
So, yeah, and I had that suspicion, but Big James just put it all together. Oh, my. And they was so defensive. They was, Ed Warner's old and all of this. It's like,
man, listen, they was tearing Ed Warner up, and, you know, and he had to come back at them like, hold up. But I like how he came back. He came back real professional. And he killed them real professionally. Like he was killed.
That's my
he killed them. They can say whatever they want. I watched that whole conversation, tweet back and forth, and they were all screaming F-bombs and all in their feelings. And he came back professionally, still scissoring them, slicing them, and dicing them because what he was saying was true. Don't get mad because he's telling the truth. Don't be mad because he control y'all. Don't be mad about it. Don't be mad about it. Y'all mad because he's right. He do control y'all. He controlled the narrative at that station. and it's going to be questions that he wants to answer. It's going to be questions that he wants to ask, and where he feels like, I'll answer this question the way I want to, not the way you're telling me.
Godly. And you know the saddest part, and then we go get into the film. I really promise you, we freestyle on the final word. Like what we said we was gonna hit this quick. That's what we said. No, you opened up some Pandora's, big dog.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, but this is good, and I'm glad we camped out on this topic. Because the sad part, and I want to get you in the OC thoughts on this. The sad part is free press is better even for them. See, free press is the people that get you to correct yourself. So when Jane Slater came out and she said that it was people in the locker room that felt like Scott Linehan played you less if he was on his bad side, and they felt like his plays was predictable. Remember, that was the exact same day when she came out as a free journalist, free press, free journalist. Remember, that was the same day Garrett came out and said, we don't expect any changes. Y'all remember that? So then after that, the pressure that came from the truth that came from James Slater was really why Scott Linehan got fired. The same thing happened with Mike Nolan. So the fact that he's trying to control everything is really working against himself.
Oh, well, yeah, we see it's working against itself because.
Go ahead, baby.
Go ahead, OC. Go ahead.
No, so what I was going to say is this, man. You don't care about working against yourself if you care about the control. You know, remember that song we grew up bumping? It's an old rap song, Boss Cowboy and Big. You remember this, money in the power. Money in the power. I ain't going out because I got money in the power.
Yep.
That's Scarface. That's that Scarface, baby. That's that Scarface.
Hey, you got to do that one more time, bro. You got to do that one more time. Money in the power.
Money in the power.
No, you gonna make me play that album.
Money in the power. Yep.
I'm playing that album tonight. As soon as we get off here, I'm playing that album
good
tonight.
One, OC.
Mr. Scarface. Yep, I'm playing it.
Go ahead, sir.
If it's not about a W, man, if it's not about getting a dub, if it's not about getting a chip, and we got 26 years of evidence, and you know what? I bet you we could go back, and I'm not going to do this because I would really make a lot of people mad, but I can go back 26 years, and I can look at every year since the last time we won a championship, and I can point to meddling. I can point to key decisions and factors that hurt the team from winning, except for a few rebuild years that we did have. But the Dallas Cowboys have always pretty much had a competitive team. The Cowboys have always been able to get talent to wear that starting helmet pretty much, right? So saying is this, man, your focus is money and that power, and it's not that. You go get what you get. And we as fans got our narrative changes, but right now, that is what it has been proven to be.
The OC.
There's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat. Money in the power, boss cowboy.
God, dog. Woo. All right, man. Y'all ready to get into this film, bro? Because I can't handle this. It's getting depressing. This is getting depressing, bro.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, we got Trevor Penning versus Tariq Smith. All right, hold on. Let's make sure we got the OC because these boy be in and out.
OC, I got him. I'm here.
Okay, Big Game James, can you see?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
All right, so everybody, I'm gonna more so produce. I'm gonna let y'all kind of go back and forth on what y'all seeing. So we have Trevor Penning, and this is all gearing up, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all support the big homie. This is gearing up for the game. Big Game James will be in the building you know, at the Senior Bowl. So we go kind of go through some of these guys and get into it. And also, we gonna do a breakdown with Law next week on some offensive linemen on Tuesday. Hopefully, Big Game James is back by then. But y'all got it. Go for it.
Well, this is you, OC. I'm gonna do the defense. I'm gonna do the defense. OC.
I got the
and
secondary
you the man on the offense.
Yeah, I got the secondary. I'll let you do that. Big, not let you. You'll do the secondary, Big. All right, what you got, OC?
So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So I see Trevor Penning. He takes an educated kick slide. He adjusts to the spin. He had a good day today. Watching things on him earlier. Big, strong, mauling guy that really. Hope I'm not frozen. Looks like I'm frozen there.
Yeah, you say yeah.
So looking at him.
You have sound issues.
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out, bro. Y'all, you take it from here, bro.
Okay, so what we go do? We go to the corners versus the receivers.
Well, let me finish off the Trevor Penning thing.
Okay.
Because I mean, I'm not the expert on that, but I know a little bit about this dude. So he's from Northern Iowa, 6'6", 330 pounds. A lot of people are high on him. If you really look at him, he's a mauler, 6'6", 330 pounds. He's a big boy. Yeah. And when you watched him in these games, even in his season, one of the things that you really like about him is once he really gets his hands on you, he's physical. He is really a guy that really likes to attach to you and get physical with you, move you out the block, get you on the ground, pound you on the ground. There's been plenty of times he's not people on the ground. He wants to sit on them. So he's an aggressive player like that.
Look at his feet.
The only thing in my opinion, he's athletic, but I'm worried about a couple guys getting bendy on him, and he was having a little bit of issues with that. They're saying he's a first round pick, going to be picked within that, 32 picks. Me personally, he's a small school player. I wouldn't want Dallas to touch him in no first round. Which he's going to go in the first round, I believe, especially if he plays good in his game. But for me, they say he's super athletic. I don't see it. That's why I want to hear the OC when he kicks out of his stand. Does he see the athleticism that these people are talking about? Because I don't see the supreme athleticism. I see he's a big mauler, but I don't know if he's that super athletic guy that's going to be stopping people week in and week out on that edge.
Yeah, and I think I'd be perfect because me and you, we the same, to where we trust our eyes, but we might not talk the new ones. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but our eyes are good. We might not be able to say exactly what's happened, but we'll be able to break down the fundamentals of what we see. And I do think I do see the athleticism, especially when he dips inside and you can see his change of direction with his feet. You see his feet
right there. Yep.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah. That's good right there. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good base, and you chopping your feet, keeping that base all the way through.
Right.
Yep.
And so I can see it, and I know as a corner that change of direction is not easy, especially if you don't got good feet, because your feet can get stuck. You know what I mean? And I do see that athleticism. I'm pretty sure if the OC was here, he would talk, because he let him inside. That's the number one rule you don't do. You never let him inside, because that's the fastest wet path to the quarterback. Because if that was,
let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good?
Go back right quick.
Okay.
Because I want you to pause it. Now go and do it. All right, go. All right, keep going. Pause it right there. Now, would you want him to see where his arms are? Or they're not extended out? Do you want your arms in when he hits you with that spin? Do you still want to have your arms out because you still want to be able to stay inside underneath those pads? Or is his feet slide good enough for him to keep them arms in to be able to take that guy with him? Your thoughts?
That's listen, I would be faking it all day. See,
that's why OC need to get his butt back in.
Yeah, the OC need to get back up in here, because the only thing I can grade is his feet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When he get
and you got to have feet to have an offensive lineman. That's the main thing. You got to have more than you got to have feet.
Yeah, and I think his feet saved him here, because even if this was a game, what I was going to say is when he took that inside, imagine that's Dak, right? As that quarterback. Now Dak got to get off his spot.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, Dak wouldn't have got sacked right there. Likely he would have had a chance to roll out, but timing would have been at risk right here. You know what I mean?
And that was like within 2 seconds. That was quick.
Yeah, it was quick. If we watch it again, he got in there pretty quick, and he's not that's a move you expect. You know what I mean? Especially coming out the gate. You know they gonna try to work you on the inside. You know, that's pretty because that's the fastest path to the quarterback. So the OC not here. We can take another rep because I do like him. From looking at all the offensive linemen in their one-on-ones, he was one of the guys who popped. You know what I mean?
You can see the pop. You know who popped to me? You know who popped to me? He may not be on here. I don't know if he's on these highlight, but you know who popped to me?
Who's that?
Was the offensive lineman from Central Michigan.
Oh God, yeah.
What's his name? What's his daggone? I got it. Hold on.
And while you looking that up, I do want to let everybody.
Bernhard Raymond.
Give me 1 second. I want to tell everybody because I want to make sure we following the fair use principles. All of the videos are in the description because we have a full right to do commentary on these videos. As long as we follow the fair use principles, and we're doing that. So the links are going to be in my description as well as Big Game James' description. We would also recommend that you give those guys a click because they also gave us the footage. But yeah, you were saying, Big Dog, yeah, who popped?
Yeah, Bernhard Raymond from Central Michigan. I like him.
Yeah.
He's already been, a lot of people have already been talking to him pre-draft, and I've been watching him in these practices. And like you said, I don't know the nuances, but I know my eyes.
Yeah.
And when I've been watching my eyes with him, he's plenty athletic. He's got plenty size. And he's got good feet. I definitely could see him. He's a guy that I was liking as far as we talking the tackle position.
Yeah.
He made me feel good. A couple guys that I didn't feel good about that a lot of people are talking about, just me. That dude, Daniel Falale from Minnesota, he's like 6'8", 387. He's a big dude. He used to came in as a tight end, but I think he's boom or bust. A lot of people are on him. And they have Darian Kennard, Kentucky, as a tackle. He needs to move to guard, in my opinion, 6'5", 324. I just don't feel like he has that. I think he's going to get worked. I've seen him get a few times get worked in that coming off the edge and people doing a counter move, hitting him on the inside, and he's not quick enough to get back. So I feel like he's got to go to guard. And I feel like if he doesn't perform well, it could be good for Dallas because he could fall later and you could scoop him because 6'5", 324, put him at the guard. That would be a great for Dallas Cowboys.
And I do love your idea for him at guard, dog. But I do think with reps, he could develop into a nice tackle because, to me, I love how he was battling. I saw some technical issues. Like I said, we not going to fake it to kick it on here and act like we know the full nuance like a OC, but we definitely have the eyes to see the boy was battling. And I was seeing that athleticism with him too, but I love your idea with him to guard. Let's watch another rep as we kind of waiting on the OC to see if he can kind of work out his stuff. Y'all give me 1 second. But we gearing up for the Senior Bowl. So likely we're going to try to do a show after Big Game James get either this going to be that Saturday or Sunday. We're going to try to work it out to where we go get his assessment from what he saw being there live. But we just kind of going through a couple of these candidates, kind of getting y'all in the groove. So
I like that.
Yeah, and so this is the thing.
Them two was banging.
That it was banging. And this is another thing that I really want the OC to kind of come in here and break down. Because it's a lot of people, they'll see a bull rush like this, right? And they'll say he got killed on that rip. But then, did he anchor him? And did he anchor him enough? And the anchor is where they sit down, right? And they able to initially take on the you gonna give up yardage
that
from
power,
right? But then you anchor, can you stop it? I would say here he didn't. Just keeping it real. I mean, just to me, like, it's too late. If you anchor way back there, he's already in Dak's face. That's what I see, right? I mean, are you seeing that, Big Dog?
I seen it just like you said. That's why I said he has some good reps. You can see he has the talent, but I'm a little leery of jumping out on the first round. A lot of people have him in the first round. I'm a little leery of that because you're going to, whenever I seen some twitchy guys come after him like that, he struggles a little bit. And for you to throw a first round pick, I don't know about that. I think he's better in a later round, like a second round, because I just feel like he's going to have problems with athletic guys. He's athletic, but I don't know if he's plenty athletic. Like the guy getting ready to come up on Central Michigan. I don't feel like he's athletic like him.
And then one more thing, as I watch this rep, just one more thing. It looked like he got caught on his heels, big dog, right here. See, he up on his heels, but then when he anchors, he stops it immediately. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, that
anchor.
Yeah, it looked like he anchored him late. That's all. So that's more to me look like a coaching issue versus an athletic issue. Would you agree with that, dog?
I definitely agree with that. And Tyreek Smith is a guy that kind of underperformed at Ohio State. But he's got a little bit of skills. But if you watched how Tyreek Smith came off the line, I like how he was already pre-setting him up. If you watched how he came up off the line, he was already pre-setting him up for that move. Like when he was jabbing one way, he was getting to get that body to face the other way so he could hit him. Look, boom. Like, see what I'm saying?
He went.
You see when he stopped to the outside because he knew. You knew he could get him on that move. That's why he hit it like that. So
he set him up.
He was already he set him up. So when that first rep he hit him, he's like, okay, I'm gonna come on this second rep because I see I can get him to go to that first move. That's why he came to that outside, pinning dip for it, and then that's when he caught him off balance and bull rushed him.
So yeah, this is the chess of offensive line. That's what we're dealing with. You want to watch a couple of more reps of this?
Heck yeah, I like watching this stuff.
I mean, all day. Yeah, I could do this all day. I do wish the big homie was in here, but
I know because he can.
Yeah, because you know when you got somebody who played the position, the nuance is added to the odds. But it's all good. We rocking this, man. The OC go hard, but we go hard too. So let's just keep watching some more reps and just kind of going through this. All right, next rep. All right, so
this is the guy I was talking about.
Yeah,
a lot of people are
massive. Yeah,
it's huge,
massive. So we got Daniel Falati versus Jesse Lukuti. I killed his name. All right, here we go.
That's all right.
I mean, he won the rep. I mean, he gave him one. He gave him one side to go, and you know he couldn't go inside. And he watched him out.
Yeah, I mean, but that size. I mean, he's freaking gigantic. He's going to be able to do that. But I like to see him go against another different guy. You know what I mean? This dude, I ain't talking about him. I mean, I'm just saying, like, because I've seen him have problem with some other guys that really has some twitchiness, some power to get him off balance and push him off. Because even with that size of him, look like right there, and that's not the first time I've seen that from him. That is not the first time I've seen that. I've seen that plenty with him, and that's why I'm like, nah, dog, I'm not taking that dude, touching that dude early.
I think can't he's get beat on the inside like that. Yeah, that's I'm smelling. Yeah, well, I got to look at him some more, and I'm gonna definitely look at him some more. But I know this for sure. You cannot give up the inside. It's one thing that universal. You cannot give up the inside quickly. That's the quickest pad to the quarterback. You just can't. That's period. So, you know, he got the size. I think he hesitated. He had a punch opportunity that he didn't take. The guy got within striking distance and he did nothing right there. You know?
Right there. You got to get them hands out.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing, like, when I was watching Steele, you could see Steele was punching them balls. You could see the punch on Steele.
And they like to have that punch in the very beginning. Keeping your arms on the inside like that, they want you to be able to push so you can punch and redirect. And he's keeping them hands inside. So to me, you keeping your hands inside and tight like that, that man can set you up with the move, and then where you're going to grab him if he slides up underneath you on the inside like he did on that second rep.
Right. Yeah. Nah. I don't want you giving up, just clapping hands like, oh, he got me. He got me. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I like that.
You like that?
I like that one right there.
Yeah.
I like that one right there. Let's see again.
Yeah, he was outsides. Power. Got him. Power. And
he caught him with that off balance. Yeah. He little.
And he little.
I think he's only like 6 foot.
Oh, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he's only like 6 foot.
See, and then you on your heels. See, something like that, I would not put you in the Boss Cowboy God off of just that rep. Oh, no, dog. Oh, no.
Look at him. Then he pushed him on his back. Like,
and the dude little, dog. You don't let no little dude do you like that, man.
Yeah,
come on,
he's
bro.
Only like 6 foot. Oh, he's only like 6 foot, bro.
All these boys jumping off sides too. Okay. He won the rail.
Pretty good one.
He won the rail. Yeah.
Oh, now that man right there, Perion Winfrey, is an animal. He is an animal, dog. He's an animal. He's been doing that all practices.
Great hands. I love his hands,
Great hands,
bro. Yeah.
Great hands, quickness off the ball. The only problem with him, dog, for real, is he's a 3-tech. Dallas got 18 3-techs
We
in
got
the building.
53 techs. We got 103
we need that
techs.
One.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We need that one. So that's why it will hurt you. But that dude right there, bro, even in the practices, the Senior Bowl full practices, dude got work, dog. His first step is ridiculous. Like you said, he's got good hand fighting, good size and strength, but he is good coming off there. Look at that. Look at, you see that hand?
Yeah.
You see that hand swipe in the very beginning?
Yeah, that
see
boy
that hand
got that.
swipe?
But he got them hand swipes down. He must have been working with Tuck or something.
Yeah,
there he go again. Ooh.
He is. He has.
Oh, I knew it.
Tuck is training him. Big dog.
I knew it.
You know I got the list. We need to just have Tuck on the we just need to have him on next week because you know he sent me the list, right?
Oh, okay. The guys he working with.
He got a star-studded class, boss.
Yeah.
He got Winfrey. He got Johnson from Florida State. He got
no
he got
wonder.
Bro,
and all them dudes standing there. You can tell who worked with Tuck. You see how quickly I said he must be working with Tuck. I never ever talked to Big Game James, did I? Did we ever talk about that?
No, we ain't even said nothing about that, big dog.
You can look at the guys and tell who worked with Tuck, bro. For real. That was no accident. That was no television setup. That was real. I looked at his hands and how he was using his hands, and it looked just like the Tuck drills. You know what I mean?
Let me give you his list right quick.
All right.
So he's got George Karfaitis. Sorry if I tore it up, but he's a highly rated defensive end from Purdue. He's probably going top 10. Michael Clemens from Texas A&M. DeMarvin Leal from Texas A&M. I believe he's in this game. Jermaine Johnson, FSU, is in this game. Logan Hall's another sneaky guy from Houston. He's 6'6", 280 pounds. He plays more inside to me, but he's a good player. Trevin Walker, defensive end from University of Jordan. Jaden Peavy from A&M. Jordan Widgeway is another big 325-pound one-tech from Arkansas. And Perrin Winfrey. And he also got Tyreek Smith, who you just saw going against Penning, and Zach Carter, who's another sleeper, in my opinion, from Florida. So keep an eye on him. But all those guys, he gets quality guys. These guys are all going to make some noise in the NFL as far as even getting drafted.
Yeah, man. Hey, Big, I forgot. I got some chicken in the oven, dog. Real talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you talk real quick?
Yeah, I got you. All
right, go ahead and talk real quick. Let me go grab this chicken. I gotta pull it out the oven. Hold on.
Let's pull it. No, I got you. So while Boss is going getting that chicken ready, I'm gonna go ahead and give some names that I was like. We're talking about the offensive line, defensive line. So some defensive linemen that I like. I think I answered there was a question here about Josh Ball. Actually, one of my football kids played with Josh Ball at Barton Community College, I believe it was, when he transferred, and then he went to Marshall. He said he's a really good player, minus the off-field stuff, really good player. So I'm excited to see what Josh Ball can bring, because my kid played for me, and he's still playing right linebacker for oh my God, the team that plays the Jaquel Hardy. I can't even remember the Tiffin Dragons. So he said he played with him. So I'm interested to see about Josh Ball. So that's just my two quick thoughts on that. But some defensive linemen that kind of stood out to me from my perspective. I like that Logan Hall kid, but 6'5", 280. I don't know where he plays at if the Cowboys were to draft him, because he's more, I don't know if he's the defensive end. He can definitely slide in and play some of that 3-tech, but once again, Dallas has plenty of 3-techs. Otito Ogabanea. I think that's what it is. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. 6'3", 326 pounds, arm length, 35 1/8, wingspan, 84 3/8, 10-inch hands. Also, Travis Jones from UConn, 6'4", 326. Both of those guys I kept my eye on. I noticed. Now, Otito got moved out a couple times, kind of frustrated him in that, but he is athletic. But he's the the true one tech. He's the true zero tech. Travis Jones is also the true zero tech and one tech. Now, Cowboys have history with Ogadazua from last year. They played side by side. So you could see where maybe if he slips, the Cowboys can look at him because he can eat space and he's athletic. Still going to have to work on being too high at times. His pad level's too high at times. That was one of the problems with Bohanna when he was coming out of Kentucky, playing too high. That way it negates your power and you can't drive that offensive lineman, offensive tackle, offensive guard. So you definitely want to have them playing lower. And even with your taller player, you still want a pad level low man always wins. But those are a couple of guys that I've been looking at, at the one or the zero tech that could possibly maybe slide into a middle or some middle rounds, and Dallas could possibly scoop them. Perry Winfrey, I love him, but it seems like he's a true three tech. Dallas has plenty of those. They already have, Neville Gallimore. They got Tristan Hill. They got Carlos Watkins. I don't know if he's coming back, but they have a lot of three techs. They need a true one tech besides Bohanna. Now, I'm looking at the chat too with y'all while we're getting that over there. Yeah, we definitely need a guard, a left guard, and that's why I mentioned Darian Kennard. He played right tackle, he played left tackle, and I know he could definitely play some guard. So he's a guy, in my opinion, that could definitely fall to you from Kentucky, especially when you got two guys out of the draft, Bohanna and Kelvin Joseph from Kentucky. So you could build a pipeline. And with that 6'5", 324 pounds, that could really help the Cowboys. And I think he may fall because it's going to really depend on how he plays in this game. That's why I'm keeping an eye on him, because I don't feel like you're getting the Kenyon Green from the Texas A&M. I don't feel like, he's 6'4", 320 pounds as well. And he's super athletic, played every position besides center. I like him a lot. I don't think he falls to 24, because if he fell to 24, I'm scooping him. But Kennard is a guy I feel like is not going to be a tackle in the NFL. I feel like with his size, he's going to be more of the guard position. Still comes when he tacks with his head down. I've seen that a few times where he comes with his head down, so he'll need to get better with that. But I think he's a guard that, when I'm looking at the chat on here, that's a guard that with that size, you can keep an eye on him. Also, if we're talking about some other players, Cade Mays from Tennessee. He was, he's somebody 6'4", 320. He was another guy I was checking out. Everybody's been talking about. He's been getting a lot of buzz right now. Is Zion Johnson from Boston College, 6'2", 314 pounds. The thing I like about Zion Johnson, a lot of people have been talking about him, and I looked at him today. He was playing a lot of center in the practices. He was playing guard, and he played multiples. He played tackle, I believe, too. But he was playing a lot of center, and I think that might be his best position, in my opinion, when I watched him, just by looking at his size, because he had to bulk up. He was like 280-some pounds, so he bulked up, so I don't know if he can keep and hold that weight. So I think that, in my opinion, he is should go to center, especially if he can master that. I think that's a great position for him, and I think he would be really good at that. Obviously, what people talking about with Biadasz going on, and I still think you should give him another year.
Yeah, me too.
To get stronger and see you just don't throw him away. Yeah. But I do like that Zion Johnson at that center position as well. But I don't want to throw Biadasz away because I still think he has potential. I don't think he's trash. People are over. I think they're over. When people throw stuff in the air, boss, right? And then people get to talking about it, but I don't see where Biadasz is this main problem for Dallas. I don't think the center problem ain't the. Yeah, I don't think center problem, and I don't think Biadasz is. Everybody like go get Tyler Linderbaum from Iowa. No, you don't need to waste no pick on him. You don't need to do that.
No, man, I'd rather actually get the tight end from A&M straight up, because I think we could lose Schultz, and I'm serious. And I'm definitely staying with you, big dog, that I swear that they overhyping the play of Tyler, because nobody wasn't saying nothing about Tyler except the first two games. It was church mouse quiet for the rest of the season. Now all of a sudden the breakdown. See, I'm gonna tell you what I've realized. People don't be watching them trenches like they say they do. They don't.
No, they don't. They just want to hear one person say something about it on the trenches, and they roll with it because you can see they'll say the exact same words from somebody else, and it's like, okay.
Hold on. What your face do, dog? Hold on, let me zoom in on you, big dog. What your face?
Okay.
Oh man, it get on my nerves too, bro. It'd be like,
come on, Tyler wasn't. I mean, you can even look at his grades. He had 5 straight weeks where he was clean across the board. Now, does he have problems with power? Yes, he does have problems.
Yeah,
but get him in the weight room, because we got to remember his first year he was hurt pretty much the whole year.
Right.
Okay. So this was his first really full year of really playing the center
a rookie.
He's like a rookie. This was his first full year in his belt. So yes, he does have to get better with power and some better with technique. But Tyler Biadasz was not a problem in my opinion. The center problem was not the position that we were really crying about this year. There were other positions that you really definitely need to look at.
Exactly. You ready to go over this secondary, dog? Because that
because this is your spot.
Good. No, this our spot.
Yeah.
This our spot.
I know, but I like receiver too now. I did a little receiver too now.
I could talk receivers very well.
You feel me? Because there's a couple guys in there I like a lot.
All right, let's get it. All right, remember we have the links in the description. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Hold on real quick. Yeah, and that's the guy.
Because I want you to talk about the corners. I'm going to look at some, because I didn't really focus on the corners. You know why? Because I feel like Dallas is okay at corner, and they'll probably get one. In my opinion, they will get one later, because you have – let's look at the guys they may have right now before we actually talk about them, boss. So you got Trevin Diggs and you got Kelvin Joseph, who should be your starters, right? Yeah. Those should be your day one starters next year. And then we don't know if they're going to cut an Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis to save money, but let's say they keep both, or let's say they keep one. You still have your guy who you drafted last year, Nashawn Wright, who you definitely want to look at. You still have Reggie Robinson, who's been on the roster 2 years, and you want to get some tick, and that was Willie McClay's pet cat. You still have Maurice Kennedy. You could probably maybe get a 1-year deal because he hasn't really done nothing to you. So cornerback is not, say, at the top of the list. So that's why I didn't go hard at it. So I would say listening to both of us, or you in particular, tell me a cornerback who stands out, and we'll see some of these receivers that I could say they have kind of stand out to me if you want to do that.
Yeah, I would want to go through the tape. Let's go through the tape, and then I'm gonna just break them down like they have no name. I'd rather do it like that. So, so as we looking at it, all right. So the first thing I always look at is your body posture, right? So, I can't. Let me take my face off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you want to have what's called good pad level. You want to be over your knees. Generally, your feet want to be about shoulder width apart. You also don't even want your hands hanging too low, because you do want to be able to use them once the receiver commits. So his posture is very good. The last thing I look at is the eyes. So is his eyes looking at his hips, or if he's looking at his head? If you're looking at his head, he could get lost in the sauce. If he got his eyes on his hip, he could be able to really make a better decisive decision once the receiver commits into his route. So let's look at it. All right, so first thing, he has a pretty good, what we would call allowing him to break his cushion. You can also see the receiver is already committing with his hips. So you should know he's going able left. Yeah,
exactly, because he actually showed you that move from the very beginning when he took that right leg and dug into the ground. He's telling you where that hip is going.
You can see it real clear. I do like that he's right now on his upfield shoulder. The upfield shoulder is where you're just where he is. That's the perfect position to play. That also gives you what's called speed control, where you don't have to panic. So let's see. See, right now, he's out of position. So he started in the right position, right? He started in the right position on the upfield shoulder, but you got to stay there. You can't let him equal you, because then what he'll do, and what the receiver trying to do, is what's called stack you, right? He trying to get on top of you, because if he get on top of you,
you can lean that shoulder into you.
All of that, and he could also put you in a pass interference position. So right there, because he's not on the upfield shoulder, he's in a pass interference position. And his stop it's less than average. See, you should be able to stop and cut as the receiver, right?
Right.
If you got the right feet. So if I'm breaking him down, he started on the upfield shoulder, he didn't have the right feet, and he didn't stop properly. Now, if I stop
now,
here,
let me now hold on. Let me ask you something before we finish that. Would he be susceptible to a double move right there? So when you saw him cut and do that, go to that slant, and he was rounding out the route, the corner, could he stop and still hit him deeper? And so so he's really going to be trailing at that point. Or would he be able to catch up?
it would have been a horrible position. Like, so what you saying, if he'd have ran a 7, right? If he'd have ran a 7 route, then yeah, he would have been in horrible position. And all the quarterback got to do then is kind of throw the ball. And now that receiver has stacked you. He's on top of you is what they call it. So the only way you can make that play is to go through the receiver, which is in a pass interference position. And they always trying to do that. All right. So we got a Braylon Sanders versus a Kobe Bryant. The first thing, when we talked about pad level, look at this. What they look like. Posture horrible. So that's the first thing I look at. That's terrible. He don't look comfortable.
Because look how he's looking. He don't look comfortable. He looks like he
don't
like
look
he's just sitting. He just look like he's just standing there like nonchalant. Like that looks like a nonchalant position.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you this also straight up big. That's coaching. Likely they secondary coach from Detroit or whoever's coaching those guys. The first thing you teach them is proper posture. So then he opens the gate. Do you see? Did that receiver commit with his hips? No, his hips are still facing square. So if his
he don't know where.
But he opened up a gate. So now you opening up the gate means you're opening up your hips. So if that receiver is square, you should be square. You know what I mean? So because that receiver never committed. So he still haven't committed, and look how open. And so, like, now he done opened the gate all the way.
That's just throwing it right over the top of your head. If they wanted to do that route, bro, you are done already. And look where the quarterback's looking.
He can also undercut you because now, he
is.
Yeah, see right there, because now he's going right. You should be now upfield shoulder with your right hand on his shoulder pad, controlling him. But he playing with his feet. He not playing with his hands at all. And so you would think, oh, that was good coverage. Yeah, if you playing 2-man.
Right.
Like, so if you taking everything underneath, sure, that's good coverage. But what did he give up? The vertical. Like, if that dude wanted to go vertical, he had him.
And if they wanted to do that play on the fly and just hit him with the vertical, he's done. He was done instantly on that. He wasn't even going to see the ball. And like you said, that fear factor of being beat like that, now you're probably going to have a pass interference play.
Oh, no doubt. And see, you know, what happened is with him, it would look like it was good coverage. The other guy, it would look like it's good coverage. But what happened is he was trailing them. See, remember we used to talk about that with Diggs? Diggs always played them trail techniques at Alabama.
Yep.
And so this is what he did. He just trailed it. So what if 5 decided to go vertical? Right? Or what if it was what if the design of the play was to go vertical? He cooked. But he's sitting there like, oh, I covered you. No, you didn't. That dude had you. It was more so that his route played into the weak way you was playing him. So just keeping it real. So right here, I would say his start was good because he didn't commit. He's getting hands on him. Now the receiver is finally starting to commit with his hips. You see his hips starting to turn right. The problem is this, though. He putting 2 hands on him. Ooh, that's a no. One hand swipe, he on top of you.
But see, I think that these corners know these routes because
that's what it looked like.
That's what it looks like. They all know the route on the inside. So it's really a disadvantage to the receiver at this point because it looks like they're all playing that slant. They're not going to a fake double move where you're jabbing on the inside and going on a straight 9 route. They're not doing that. They're knowing that they're already going to go to the inside, so they're kind of already playing like that. That's why you saw that one corner just staring at the feet from Cincinnati. He was just kind of just staring at his feet because he knew he was going to do that slant, so that's an advantage to you. But when you're coming out in the NFL and them lineups are coming, you don't know where that is coming. So it's kind of like they kind of had an advantage right here because they're knowing where these routes is kind of going, so they can play it. It does look like that
because they are playing the route. You're right. Likely in a situation like this, good odds on that, Big. What I think you're right on that. I think they learn the quarterback signals. That's exactly what it looked like because they are playing those routes. You're right. It's clear. Looking at a couple of more. Now, the first thing I always say, good position in terms of the upfield shoulder, but I want to first start with his posture. That's the first thing I always look at. Bad body posture. Got to loosen up that butt. You know what I'm saying? You got your, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look at his knees.
Is squeezing.
Yeah, look at his knees.
His knees is touching. Like he knock needed.
You got to loosen up, big dog. You got to loosen up.
Gonna tear them legs
loosen
all the way up.
Yeah, so the first thing I would say, even looking at him, is he looks stiff. All right, so here we go. All right, good two-hand press, upfield shoulder. You able to play with body control. Good right-hand stab. Good stop, holding. But good catch. I would take that. I would take that. Yeah, if they got to make a catch like that, I would be like, cool, you did your job, bruh.
Yeah, because you had to make him work for that.
Yeah, he had to work for that. I was cool with that.
Here's Cincy guy.
Cincy guy. All right, so bad posture again. Okay, he throws a fake jam, upfield shoulder, horrible stops. See, you see the stops? See, stops is, when you're looking at a corner, you got to also see how their feet stop. The receiver can never be way quicker than you. If that's the case, he will consistently cook you. So everything looked good up until the stop, right there. Then watch his left foot. Watch how many times it take him to come out his break. 1, 2. You see that? See, you want corners that take one step coming out that break. You don't want 2-step corners. You don't want people that consistently take 2 steps to break, because then that's going to cause the separation. Look, 1, 2. See the separation? So that happens when you have corners or safeties that don't have the twitch to get their foot out the ground. And look, he catches the ball and he still got room to run. Yak.
Oh, wait. Yep.
Yeah.
Super yak.
Super yak. So, all right, here we go. Looking at this one. So this is the guy who played
like
good.
this little receiver,
yeah,
though.
Yeah. You know what?
I like this little I like him. Did you see him slap the hand? Did you see
Hold
him
on,
slap
let me
the
go
hand
back.
on that corner? Yeah,
let me go back. Let me go back.
Slap that hand like.
Let me go back. Let me go back.
He cooking. He cooking,
bro. Yeah. Hey, this our first time also breaking down guys together too. This is our first time. This is cool. All right, here we go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He ate you all up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Watch him slap his hand.
The receiver.
Yeah. Right there. Back.
Yeah.
Knocked it down.
Yeah. Boop. He was just a better athlete. Period.
He got some good little hands too.
Yeah. Let me see. Pretty decent. That was pretty decent. That's the same guy who had the double stops. That stop was pretty. Now, posture, good. Feet, bad. His feet are together.
Close together.
What? Who is coaching these guys?
So when he jab you, if he jab you any kind of way, like
got it. Look,
see, look.
Yep, you can see it. You can see it coming before it happened.
Yep.
Just by his posture.
Look at that. Look at that. Off balance.
Yeah, man. It's amazing how much of this stuff is just technique. All right. So notice that the receiver is square. What is he doing? Opening the gate. You see it? So when they do that, they guessing. They call that guessing. You know what I mean? You anticipating him going outside or inside. That's why you already opening the gate. You're not trusting your feet. You're not trusting your speed. He's on the upfield shoulder. That's good. Okay.
Okay, I'd hold it. That would have called that. Ooh,
yeah.
Come on, quarterbacks. And these quarterbacks I'm gonna tell you right now, in this year's draft, in this Senior Bowl, I ain't impressed.
Yeah, they
I am not impressed.
Yeah, it's
they sus. They super sus.
Yeah. Yeah, and y'all let us
If
know
you
if y'all
drafting
liking this, man. Y'all
if
liking
you drafting a corner, a quarterback in that top 10 from these guys, woo wee.
Yeah, it's the very bottom end from what I've investigated so far. Usually I find a couple of sleepers here and there, but yeah, these quarterbacks are looking very bottom end.
Nah.
Yeah, they looking very bottom end, and it's on everything, including size. Like everything on my bottom is like, what's that button? Here it is. Yeah, so all right, let's keep going, big dog. All right, here we go.
Yes,
Let's do a
sir.
couple of more because I'm home. I'm finna eat some of that chicken, dog. All right.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Hey, and this some couple of receivers they may not show in this video, but that I'm liking. I want y'all to, there's some people that I'm liking. Velvis Jones from Tennessee. He's 6 foot, about 200 pounds. He's got really good wheels, about 4.3, 4.4 guy. Can play inside, can play out, can play special teams for you. Stocky build, can get up on you, can quick. Can hit them vertical routes, what you need. He's a guy that was smooth, especially the straight line speed I was liking. And this kid named Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama, he's almost about 6'2", kind of wiry. But man, dog, he got speed. Like, he got good wheels and he's got good size. So these are couple guys that were standing out in my opinion.
I'm gonna be looking for him at the game too. I'm gonna be looking for those guys at the game.
Him, especially like Jalen Tolbert, because he's a guy that both of those guys could slip to some second round. And also Calvin Austin, he's a little dude. He's only 5'7", 175 pounds. But bro, that quickness, that speed, and that slot ability, he offers all of that.
So those are the guys that you put stars on. See, I'm like that too. There are certain guys that I put a star by because they pop to me. They might not pop to you, you know what I'm saying? But they pop to me. So as you're going to be at the Senior Bowl, what I do with those type of guys is I really put a lot of stock in them if they also open up in the Senior Bowl game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, yeah, I do love those guys that pop at practice, but if you open up also in the game, that's a true sleeper to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on, because that's what I'm gonna be looking to do when you out there Saturday, is which one of those guys really put the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, because I know a few guys if I'm looking at, if I'm going to this game, I'm naming a couple of receivers, but I'm a defensive guy. If I named any players anybody I wanted to specifically look at, I'm gonna name some people off. Brian Asamoah from Oklahoma, linebacker. He's actually from Columbus, Ohio. He actually went to a high school about 20 minutes away from me. I actually know about him. I watched him when he was in high school, so I'm really proud of him that he made it out of here at a good school, and he's a sideline guy. Keep an eye on him. Chad Muma from Wyoming, linebacker, 6'2", 241. He's a guy he's not a sideline guy, but dude, he makes plays. He's everywhere. He's got good instincts. You can tell he studies the game of football. He knows where to go. Channing Tindall from Georgia. Damon Clark is somebody else. There's a whole host of guys, but those are kind of a few linebackers that I'm looking at. Travis Jones, I mentioned the one tech. Otia Ogabania from UCLA are 326 guys that I'm keeping an eye on as well. And then my edge guys that I'm looking at that could possibly sneak for the Cowboys, because I feel like Cowboys need another edge. I'm keeping an eye on Zachary Carter, Tyreek Smith. I don't think you'll get a Jermaine Johnson because they'll get drafted too high. Also, Boy Mafe from Minnesota and Cameron Thomas from San Diego State. There's some guys that keep on in later rounds if the Cowboys go that route, because they need to get a defensive end or two later on. Hello?
Yeah, my fault.
Oh.
I was just gonna go through my notes because I put notes in my phone. But yeah, you called me.
OC just told me in his internet failed, so he's done.
Okay, cool.
And your chicken's about to be ready.
Yeah. But hey, it's a guy. Don't laugh. I really want you to hear me on this. I get Jason Witten vibes out this guy. I'm dead serious.
Tight end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jake Ferguson from Wisconsin.
Jake Ferguson from Wisconsin.
I'm getting Jason Witten vibes out of him. Where this guy is not elite in anything like Witten, but he does all the little things right like Witten. And he's very physical at blocking. You know what I'm saying? And he's consistent. So since you're going out there, take a note on him if you don't mind.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I want you to keep your eyes.
Also,
I want you to
you
go ahead.
You keep an eye on Trey McBride too, another tight end from Colorado State. I seen a few people mention him, but I wasn't paying attention to it. Anyone that mentioned him, I just happened to look at that tape. Remember, I told you about the dude that I was watching the tape, and he was showing up in their practices. Trey McBride, Colorado State, tight end, 6'3", 250 pounds. The thing that stood out to me with him, he made a couple good catches in traffic, but the biggest thing that I saw from him was that he was blocking his ass off.
Yeah.
He was a real good blocker in them practices, so keep an eye on him because, you know, we need a good blocking tight end, and we need somebody who can do both of those things. So keep an eye on him if you're looking at a guy later on.
One more that I want you to keep your eye on when you're out there.
Okay.
All right. And we'll talk about it when we do a show together when you get back. All right.
Okay.
My eyes is telling me that Neil Farrell is way underrated. That's what my eyes are telling me from the DT from LSU. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what my eyes are telling me.
He has showed up. He has definitely showed up. The only thing about him is, you know, he's only 240 pounds. He came in at 6'3", 238.
No, this is the DT. Neil Farrell? Yeah, Neil Farrell.
Yeah, junior from LSU.
DT. Yeah,
Let me see.
Yeah, he bigger.
They
than
must
that.
got his thing wrong. They got
it wrong.
That
dude big, dog.
They must got it. Is he big? Because they must have got that one wrong.
Yeah,
they got him. So what is he listed at? Because they got him at 238. They must have given this a misprint.
It's a misprint. Yeah, the dude's huge. So, yeah, but anyway, we'll go through these.
There it is, 325. He's 325. Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, so it's a couple of people. When I look at their ranks and I looked at their film, I'm like, this don't match. I think they was Russian. You know what I mean? You know how they do, because every year, they catch up right after the combine. That's when, to me, everybody start coming. That's when everybody eyes really align. But hey, man, what's your final word, dog? So I can go eat this chicken.
My final word is, hey, get ready for that Senior Bowl. We're going to have that good coverage for it. We'll be out there. We'll probably try to get a show popping maybe that day or definitely Sunday, and we'll just talk about what I saw, what you guys saw. I'm trying to get as much as good tape as we can, and we're going to make this an annual event. Me and Boss Cowboys going to try to be out there next year and try to be out there for the whole week during practice so we can really get the scoop. So make sure you just keep on tuning in because we're doing bigger and better things for 2022 for the final word.
I'm super excited for the big dog to be out there at the Senior Bowl. I'm low-key jealous in a godly way, you know, because if God can get jealous, I can get jealous too. You know what I mean? I want to be out there with you, big dog. Yeah, so
it's coming.
It's coming. But man, I'm happy he gonna be out there. But I feel so privileged too because I know him. He go call it what he sees. You know what I mean? And we did that at training camp. He was my eyes in training camp. You know what I mean? When I couldn't see it, Big was out there, and we did a show, and we gonna do another one. Okay, we named these guys. How did they do? What did you see? Who did you talk to? Because I already know Big. See, Big ain't gonna just watch. He gonna be out there
networking.
There
messing with him. I'm be over there trying to talk to him. Hey, come here. I'm coming with my. I got little tags over here too now, so I'm going up in there. Feel me, boss?
Oh man, already, bro. I know how you gonna go.
Know.
You gonna go crazy.
I know.
Yeah. So I mean, the networking, the scouts you go meet, the contacts you go make, the relationships you go build. We go definitely be out there, man. It's gonna be an annual thing, just like training camp. It's gonna be. Every year we out there and we gonna be doing shows out there, all that kind of stuff. This will be the final year that the final word is not out there live. I promise you that.
Right.
I promise you that. So that's the final word for me, man. We out.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, yeah. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revan now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it.